tell you 14 ways you're being a financial dumbass. Plus, I address 2 haters who called my mom a slut. TSR Live starts right now.
Previously on TSR Live.
I've had 6-figure incomes on more than one occasion. I've owned multiple homes, multiple cars, and all the rest of it, everything that comes with it. And I've been broke and homeless. And guys, that's no exaggeration. I went from having a 6-figure job at Research Triangle Park in North Carolina to living in a quasi crack house with literally nothing to my name just a few short years later.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live. At Donovan_Sharp is where you guys can find me on Twitter. You can also find me on Facebook. Just do a search. Oh, wait a minute. Looks like my slideshow got a little bit out of control here. Give me 1 second here. There we go. You can find me on Facebook. Just do a quick search for TSR Live with Donovan Sharp. You can find past episodes of my on my website, thesharpreality.com. You can find them on iTunes, SoundCloud, the Google Play app, on your mobile device. It's not going to work on your computer. It has to be on your mobile device. And of course, right here on YouTube. You can contribute to TSR Live via Super Chat right here in YouTube. You can also go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharp. You can bookmark the Amazon link at the top of my homepage and do all your Amazon shopping through that link. And you can donate via PayPal through the link on the bottom of my homepage. So plenty of ways you guys can support the show. Questions, comments, show ideas, or personal stories, the good, the bad, and the ugly, can be submitted through the contact tab of my website. You can also drop me your thoughts at the hashtag TSR Live with Donovan Sharp on Twitter. If you guys like the show, if you like what you get out of what I bring to the table, subscribe to my channel. Tell your buddies, tell everybody you know. Tell your brothers, tell your fathers, tell your uncles, tell everyone you know who pees standing up, and make sure you hit that like button. I'm trying to get all episodes up and over 100 likes. 100 plus likes is certainly always the goal. Guys, make sure you head over to negromanosphere.com to grab your free copy of How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours. Myself and fellow Negro Manosphere columnist David Simmons, aka D-Sim, we both co-wrote the book, and it is packed with a little over 50 pages of rock-solid red pill advice on how to handle women, how to keep from getting played by them, how to change your mentality for the better when it comes to actually choosing one to maybe start to invest your time and attention into outside of sex. It's a great read for men who are new to game, but it's also a good read. It's also a great resource for game veteran players, who are also looking to brush up on their red pill game and keep their red pill conditioning in peak condition. Again, guys, the book is absolutely free, so get on over to negromanosphere.com and go to the context section to get your free copy today. Now, most of us at some point or another, we've all made very, very poor financial decisions. Some of us make the wrong purchase. Some of us spend too much money on paydays, and we'll certainly get into that a little bit later on. But the point is that we all have financial tics. We all have financial weaknesses. We all have bad financial habits that hold us back from really getting a hold of our finances. I did an episode a few weeks ago called, I think, 3 ways you're committing financial suicide, or something to that effect. And I talked about what I do to save money, anywhere from watching my expenses, shopping at the thrift store, waiting till things go on sale, not financing a car, etc., etc. So I decided to go ahead and do a follow-up on that episode, because I know the red pill is not just all about fucking girls and getting pussy and this, that, and the other. Listen, yes, most men come to the red pill. Most men find the manosphere because of sexual frustration, a recent breakup, or any number of things, most of which are related to women. But once a man takes and digests the red pill and starts to become good with women, we begin to realize that there are other things that are important in life, like fitness, mental stamina, financial discipline, which is what we're going to talk about today. Shout out there to Simply Deep 1985. I see you there in the chat section. The chat section. What's up? Big Woody Samaj. What's up? It looks like finance is your game. Answer in the chat section here. I'm just going to call you Samaj. Samaj, answer in the chat section. You said finance is your game. Are you in the finance industry? Are you a financial advisor or anything of the such? Zach Rahman. I hope I'm pronouncing your last name right, Zach. I'm a big boxing fan, and I remember Hasim Rahman, who knocked out Lennox Lewis, and then in the rematch got his ass knocked out because it was literally a lunky punch. But I remember the way his name was spelled, everyone was saying Rahman, as in rock and then man. So I don't know if Rahman is the correct spelling of your name. Anyway. Let's go ahead and get to it. And I've got my eyes here on the chat section as we go along. So guys, definitely keep the comments coming. If you guys have any questions, submit them in chat. Like I said, plenty of ways for you to donate. So let's go ahead and get started. Number 1, you rent furniture. I was guilty of this on more than one occasion. I remember specifically right before I got married, when I was living with my then fiance and subsequent wife, Darcy. When we first decided to move in together, we rented, and listen, most people don't go to the extreme like we did, but we rented everything. We rented our bed, we rented the living room furniture, we rented the TV, we rented the washer and dryer. I think we were paying something like $300 per week just to rent this furniture. Now, we made great money, but $300 a week, that comes to $1,200 per month and $1,500 if it's a 5-week month. The point is that renting furniture, guys, that is a fool's errand, and it will sap you financially every single time. If you ever, my ex-brother-in-law, the man who used to be married to one of my sisters, he used to work for a furniture rental company in the city that they live, and he would always tell me things like, "Man, you wouldn't believe how many people don't look at the price in the end. You wouldn't believe how many people just come in and say, hey, we can just rent this piece of furniture for $20 a month." And what they end up doing is, for a $300 appliance, they end up paying like $1,500 for it, and most of the people don't end up paying it off anyway. Renting furniture, guys, that is, how could I put this? That is, what's the word and phrase that I'm looking for? That is, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. That's, anyway, you're not being patient. You have to be financially patient. If you want furniture, save money and get the furniture. There's no need to pay a company, hundreds of dollars per month. Again, guys, that will absolutely drain your bank account. It will absolutely sap you financially. Okay, so looks like Samaj says he is an engineer. He got his MBA, master's. Looks like he got his MBA as a business, his MBA as a consultant. Let's see. Got a question here from RedBeast200997. Would the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad be a good source for learning financial game? Yeah, I think that book's been around for a while. Black Gnostic Speaks. Yes, delayed gratification. Thank you. Man, I was sitting here drawing a blank on the word that I was looking for. Yes. Exercise delayed gratification when dealing with your finances. The furniture rental industry exploits people who cannot who put off things like delayed gratification, buying things on a credit card, renting things because you want it now. Listen, go to Craigslist, go to Backpage. You don't have to rent a couch for $50 a week. You can probably spend $50 and get a couch just like that. So yes, thank you, Black Gnostic Speaks. Delayed gratification is what you should exercise in this particular case. I don't know how to pronounce this. Moitwa Sika Baba Booba. You got acne side effect from test. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, of course. That's just one of the side effects from testosterone replacement therapy. Is you tend to get some acne now and again. Okay, so number 2, you take out payday loans. Payday loans, guys, are financial suicide, and they don't tell you this in the beginning when you're getting that payday loan. But payday loans are financial suicide because when you take out what payday loans are for those who aren't familiar with it, and you can see them advertised on television all the time. They'll say, do you need cash, or is your car broke down, or is your kid sick? Did you miss work? Come to XYZ payday loan and we'll loan you XYZ amount of money until your next payday. So if you need, let's say, $300 until your next payday, what you do is you write the payday loan institution a check for $300. What happens after that is they then give you $300 in cash. So you're basically writing them a post-dated check. Well, when your payday comes, they cash that check, but then they add an unridiculous amount of interest. And if I'm not mistaken, I think a lot of those interest rates are like they're into the hundreds of percents. I know that there has been recent laws passed where payday loans are illegal now in some states, and I know that in some states the interest rates are capped. So in other words, the payday loan industry can only charge so much for the interest rate. Anyway, you can go online and you can find, dozens of stories where a guy will take out a payday loan at one institution, then he'll take out another one from another institution, and so on and so forth, until he's borrowing money from one institution to pay back another institution. It's a continuous cycle, and my brother actually got caught up in this years and years ago, and finally he just had to tell them all, hey, fuck you, you guys aren't getting my money, I can't afford this anymore, and eventually they had to let him out of it. The bottom line here is that payday loans are it's legalized loan sharking is what it is. And if you borrow that $300, that $300 is going to cost you a shitload more money. Then now you're going to be $36 light on your next paycheck. And if you're living check to check, you're going to need more money to cover that $36 interest. And again, the interest rate compounds, you keep paying. They want to get you on that treadmill. Payday loan institutions don't want you as a one-time customer. They want to get you hooked on that narcotic. They want you to get that instant gratification rather than that delayed gratification. There are some people out there who take out payday loans who don't really need to. They say to themselves, I need a computer, or I need to go on this vacation or that. They take out a payday loan for some shit that they don't need that has nothing to do with their monthly expenses. It is unbelievable. Do not take out payday loans. Again, guys, that is financial suicide. Cornelius Edwards, shout out to you. Appreciate it, man. I love what I do. I've got my hands on a lot of pies right now, including this one. I write for Returning Kings. I write for NegroManosphere.com. So definitely check out my work there. Let's see here. Okay, Black Gnostic Speaks asks, why are women so addicted to payday loans? They try to get around usury laws. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and looks like Samaj is listen, I don't have a background in finance. I just know I couldn't tell you what to do to become rich. I'm not, I've gotten lucky on a few rental properties here in my recent past, and managed to recover financially from the abyss that I was in a while back. But I could certainly tell you what not to do. And number 1, don't rent furniture. Number 2, don't take out payday loans. I've done those both. Number 3, you spend more money than you make. Now, this one's obvious. This means that you are living above your means. This means you are living in an apartment, or you have a mortgage, or you're driving a car that is too expensive for you. Sure, yeah, you can cover your monthly expenses. You can you can certainly cover your bills, but at the end of the month, you don't have any money left over to save. And I'll get to that here in just a second. There are only a few ways that, well, there are many ways actually that people can spend more money than they make. Number one is with credit cards. If you are, if you want something, you can just swipe the credit card and you got it. Number two is payday loans. If you want to spend more money than you make, take out a payday loan. I refer back to you guys. I'll refer you guys back to, I think it was episode 73. 3 things men can do. I'm drawing a blank on a lot of different things right now, but go back. I think the episode's in the 70s, episode 73 or something to that effect. Reduce your monthly expenses. Like I said, personally, I pay very, very little in monthly rent. All of my monthly expenses as far as where I live, everything is combined. My electric, my cable, everything, I make one lump sum payment, and all that is taken care of. Most of my clothes I get from the Goodwill. I'm a big thrift store guy. I don't wear $300 Jordans. I rock a pair of skateboard shoes that I got at Walmart more than a year ago. My smart, I don't even have my phone with me now, but I carry a Windows phone. I don't carry an iPhone. I don't carry a Samsung Galaxy S25 or whatever the hell it is, where you have to finance your fucking phone or pay $900 for a phone, and I'll get to that later too. Look, man, I paid $30 for my Windows phone, and I got half off because it was refurbished. There's no need for me to have a phone that can do everything but make a fucking bagel. I just need my phone to be able to make and receive calls, do the occasional thing on my phone, do some banking, and that's it. You don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. When you are doing things like that, when you are living well above your means, it is very easy to spend more than you make. The best way to avoid spending more than you make is simply by living below your means. Check out that episode. I think it's episode 73. You can also Google how to live below your means, and you guys will be surprised at how many different simple ways, how many simple changes a man can make to start living below his means. And at the end of the month, you'll have a lot more money than you did before. Which leads me to number 4. You don't save anything. Guys, I can't tell you how important it is to put away something every month. Whether it's in a 401k. I don't care if it's in a shoebox. I don't care if it's between your mattresses. Put something away every month, whether it's for a rainy day, for peace of mind. The most financially irresponsible people who live check to check, people who live for the moment, things of that nature, they don't have any concept of saving any money. Even if you don't make that, even if you're making $10 an hour, which I think is below minimum wage, but just a nice round figure. Let's just say you're making $400 a week. And your monthly expenses, that's $1,600 a month. Number one, you should get your monthly expenses down below $1,000 per month. After that, if you can just make it a habit, make it, excellent. Praxis 00, you have nailed it on the fucking head. Total Money Makeover, who's the guy that wrote it? It's by Dave Ramsey, is an excellent book. For anyone looking for ways to save money. I read that a little while back, but that is an excellent source. Again, Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey is an excellent source. You can probably get it on Amazon. I think I read it for a little while in Target, but yeah, very, very good suggestion there. Let's see here. Let me see. Justin Cross says, this is stuff that a man should know upon graduation from high school. Unfortunately, we aren't taught to spend. We are taught to be consumers. Exactly. Listen, man, it's a shame that I have to have a show like this. It's a shame that I have to have a show that... It sucks that we live in a world where men like myself have to have a show that teaches men how not to get fucked over by women. And then today I'm talking about shit that we should learn, just like Justin says, right out of high school. We should learn how to balance a checkbook, the importance of saving money, things of that. Listen, most of us coming out of high school don't have a basic concept of money management. No, you don't have to be some financial advisor. You don't have to pass the Section 7. You don't have to be some Wall Street tycoon. Just have a basic concept of living below your means and saving a little bit of money every month, and you'll be ahead of 95% of men out there. So good point there by Justin Cross. But the number four way that most people are financial dumbasses is that you guys don't save any money. Even if you're making $500 a week, try to make it a point to save 10% of your money, 5% of your money. If you save 10% of your money and you're making $400 a week, that's $40 a week. You multiply that by 4, that's $1,600. I'm sorry, that's $160 per month. You save $160 per month for 12 months. I think that's somewhere, I mean, look, I'm not a mathematician, but at the end of the year, you've got a lot more money. As you become more financially disciplined, now you can take it from 10% to maybe 15%. If you cut back your expenses even more, now you can save 20% of your money, and it goes on from there. Saving begats savings. If you make good sound financial decisions and you can put away money every month, yeah, maybe every once in a while you can buy that nice expensive smartphone. Maybe you can afford to live a comfortable life where you enjoy a few of the extras. But not saving money every month, that again is another way of performing instant gratification. You have to have some sort of delayed gratification while meeting your basic financial needs. Let me take a look at the chat section here. Yeah, as far as starting your own business, I own my own business back in the mid 2000s. I actually owned a mattress business, and it did quite well. But the reason I was able to start the mattresses business is because I saved my money. It was basically a turnkey operation. I think I saved $6,000. And started. It was a mattress business, and I had the business for 2 years. I made good money. Was able to save some from that and parlay that into some other financial interests that I had. But you can't listen. If you don't save money, you're a slave. You're a slave to yourself. It's crazy. Anyway, number 5. You don't have a budget plan. The old cliche is that people never plan to fail, they fail to plan. If you're getting paid every week and you just pay your bills and, oh, look at this, I've got $160 left, what can I do with that? No. I don't care if you have to write it down on a piece of paper. I mean, look, it's 2017. Me personally, I use a spreadsheet that I've designed specifically for myself. I have my income that I get in, and then I subtract all of my monthly expenses. I subtract my saving, or I subtract what I save every month. Then, of course, I have what I have designated as my discretionary income, et cetera, et cetera. The point is, it doesn't have to be some big fancy anything. Just make sure you have a plan. You're a man. If you make a plan, you're more likely to follow that plan. If there's tangible evidence of the plan, if it's on paper, if it's on a spreadsheet. If nothing else, come up with a budget plan, put it on paper, put it on a spreadsheet. Because when you have a plan, now you can say to yourself, a lot of people say to themselves, well, how can I save money? If you make your finances tangible by creating a budget plan. Again, it doesn't have to be fancy, but you'll start to see how much money you can save. Oh, well, look at this. In 6 months, I can save, $1,500. Maybe I'll put that into a Roth IRA or something like that. Not to get all Wall Street or Dave Ramsey on you guys, but you guys get the idea. If you don't have a budget plan, it's very easy to fall into a financial abyss, and you'll ask yourself, man, like, how did I get here? Well, one of the ways is that you don't have a budget plan. People who are perpetually broke, someone who's always asking to borrow money, someone who's always taking out payday loans, someone who lives above their means, they don't have a budget plan. People who are perpetually broke do not have a financial plan. Don't be that guy. Number 6, and we all know about this one, is you blow your tax return. There are plenty of memes, plenty of jokes about people who blow their tax return. You get listen, I think the last time I got a tax return was back when I was in my early 20s, but I've had to pay taxes, because I'm not married and I don't have any kids. I don't live in the hood. I don't have any kids. I don't have 8 kids. Sometimes during tax time, I wish, damn, man, I wish I was a hood, I wish I was a hood nigga with 8. Well, actually, even if I was, the baby mamas would probably be claiming my kids and all the others, but I digress. The point is that when you do get that tax return, for those of you guys who have kids, you guys see people all the time who are tax return rich. They go out and they buy these flat screen TVs, especially women. Women are so financially irresponsible. And all these bitches in the hood with 5 and 6 kids, they're getting these $12,000 tax checks. Guess what? They have enough money right then and there to get up and move up out of the hood. $12,000 would change anyone's life. I don't care how much money you have. 12 grand, that's a lot of money. You got these bitches who are living in the hood with 5, 6, 7, 8 kids or more, getting these huge tax returns and blowing it on flat screen TVs, getting their hair done, getting a $500 manicure, buying $600 Jordans for each of their kids. And then in a month and a half, they're broke. They're broke, and a lot of them do something even stupider. And they take like half of their tax return and they put it down on like a Mercedes. So now and I've seen this with my own 2 eyes. You got a hood rat who gets a huge tax return. She finances some luxury vehicle to show everyone that she's balling and flossing. And then 2 months later, the repo man comes and takes her car. Well, guess what? Now you're out $5 grand and you don't have any of the money because you've spent it all on dumb shit. We as men, a lot of times we're the exact same way. When you get that check for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, trust me, guys, I know how tempting it can be to just go out and buy a new car or buy a motorcycle. What you need to do with your tax return, yes, set some aside so that you can have a little fun. There's nothing wrong with having a little fun with your return. But if you get a 4-figure tax return, you need to save most of that money. That's all there is to it. If you don't save most of your tax return and you're getting a 4-figure return every year, you're a fucking idiot. Listen, this is one of the biggest ways people are financial dumbasses, is they blow their tax return. Even if you saved 50% of your tax return every year, honestly, man, in 30 years, you could probably retire just off of your tax returns. Now, that might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but you guys get my point. Don't be the fucking idiot who goes out and buys a new jet ski because he got a $10,000 tax return. Pay your mortgage for a couple of months, pay some bills, get ahead, sock some away for a rainy day, and then you go off and you have a little fun, and make sure you have a little bit of money in your pocket when you do it. Don't blow your tax return, guys. Number 7, you financed your car at a buy here, pay here lot. I know, listen, I've done this in the past myself. There was a time I had terrible credit and I couldn't get financed anywhere. And so I went to a buy here, pay here lot. Now, it was great because I got a newish car, but my payments were out of this world. And I think I was paying like 25% interest, which is borderline illegal. If you have bad credit, if you have to finance your vehicle at a buy here, pay here lot, if you have to have a car, you have to have a car, you have to get to work. If you can avoid it, avoid it. Buy here, pay here lots are almost as bad as the payday loans because they charge you a ridiculous amount of interest. Like if you buy a $6,000 vehicle at a buy here, pay here lot, if you look at the paperwork, when you get done paying for that car, you end up paying $13,000, $14,000 for that vehicle. And the vehicle usually isn't worth shit anyway. They end up doctoring the paperwork and rolling back the odometer. I mean, like I said, I've been there. I've had bad credit, and if you need a vehicle and you don't have enough saved up to buy one outright, you do what you have to do. But if you can avoid it, don't buy your car at a buy here, pay here lot. Before you go to a buy here, pay here lot, make sure you exhaust all possibilities. And at that point, then you do what you have to do. But a buy here, pay here lot, that's the quickest way. That's the quickest way to gut your bank account. Number 8, and I cannot figure this shit out for the life of me. And I don't even know when this happened. I was actually talking to Paul, my buddy of mine that I've talked about in numerous podcasts. I think he got the Samsung Galaxy S. I don't even remember which one it was. And I remember I was like, hey, you got a new phone this night. He's like, yeah, it's the Samsung Galaxy S, whatever. I think it was like the S4, S5 or whatever it was. Anyway, He said, yeah, he's like, I just walked right into the store and, I got it and it's got this, that, and, like I said, does everything but cook your breakfast for you. And I said, and it looked like a cool phone. I said, well, how much did you pay for it? He said, well, I pay monthly installments. I said, I'm sorry. He said, yeah, they just add the monthly installments to my bill. I said, well, how much is your bill every month? And he sheepishly told me $180 per month. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I said, how much would your bill be had you bought the phone outright? He said, well, I think he said his bill would be half of that. So he's paying $90 per month on his phone. I said, well, how much was the phone? Well, the phone was $800. Guys, I've bought cars for $800. You got people out here making monthly payments on their phones. And guys, listen, check this out. I don't even know, please answer me in the chat section. Do they charge interest do they actually charge interest on the, how can we say this? How can I put this? Do they charge an interest rate when they finance the phone? I don't know, and I don't know exactly how, this works, but I want to know in the chat section. Okay, Black Gnostic Speaks says that, Black Gnostic Speaks says no. All right, well, look, even still, there's no need. If you have to make monthly payments on something, then you don't fucking need it. Outside of a car or a house, and even a house is marginal in terms of what your needs are, and I'll probably do a podcast. I'll probably do a show on that, why buying a house literally tethers you to whatever state or area you're in. There's no need to buy something like that. I understand financing cars and houses, but financing fucking phones, guys, that's fucking stupid. And listen, no shade, but I know some of you motherfuckers watching are looking at your phone and saying, God damn, like I finance this phone. Listen, you signed a contract, you did what you had to do, but in the future, don't finance a fucking phone. Think about how much you're paying per month. I can't get over the fact that people are financing the device that they use to make phone calls with. It blows my mind. Okay, Darren Brown says that Donovan Sharp looks like he doesn't take shit from anyone. Fuck no. I stopped taking shit from people when I found the red pill. Samaj says cars are a depreciating asset. You are clairvoyant, my friend. I'm going to get to that here in just a little bit. So let's go ahead and get to number 9. I won't spend too much time on this one. Number 9, you cash out your 401k early to buy something you need. Listen, guys, you don't need a computer. You don't need another car. You don't need. Listen, your 401k is there. It's there for you when you retire. It's there as your savings. Don't cash out your 401k for something dumb. If you're hitting a midlife crisis, listen. If you're driving a Honda Accord and you just turned 50, don't cash your 401k out to buy a fucking Corvette. Wait until you retire and buy the motherfucker outright, and wait till that 401k has accrued some value. Again, and listen, if there's an emergency, like if there's a financial emergency, like a real emergency, or somebody gets sick or somebody gets put in the hospital, yes, there are good reasons to take out your 401k. But taking out your 401k for a depreciating asset like a car, or anything of that, or anything like that, or something that you just want to buy just because you see it and that you want it. Oh, if I cash out my 401, I knew one chick who cashed out her 401k and used it as a down payment to buy an Audi, and then she wrecked it like 2 months later. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Let's see. Elite Class Trucking says, what if you're making $246,000 per year? Is it okay to buy a smartphone then? Listen, you can do whatever you want, but financing one? You're a fucking idiot if you finance a phone. Listen, if you're making $250,000 a year, yeah, I mean, I guess you could pay $900 for a smartphone. I could sit here and say, well, if I made $250,000 per year, I would never pay that much for a smartphone. Listen, I've never made $250,000 in 1 year, so I can't say what I would or wouldn't do if presented with that situation. I would like to think that even if I made $250,000 per year, I would at least look for a smartphone that was refurbished so I didn't have to pay close to 4 figures for one. That's absolutely I don't know. I mean, listen, man, smartphones are as awesome as they've ever been, but $800-900 for a smartphone, it just blows my mind, man. Like, I cringe when I have to pay $50 for a pair of sneakers. $800-900 for a smartphone, man. That gives me a heart attack just fucking thinking about it. All right. If you're making 250K, yeah, you can write it out. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Black Gnostic speaks. That's a good one. Yeah, you absolutely need to eat when you get old. Exactly. All right, number 10. Oh my God, number 10. This is something I look. Number 10, you refinance your car. I understand that some people want to refinance their car because maybe their payments are out of whack. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they're just looking to save some money every month. But when you refinance your car, you are literally telling yourself and the world, I have no interest in a long-term approach. Because you can bet your ass that if you refinance a depreciating asset, not only are you refinancing a depreciating asset, which means you're already taking a loss when you sign on the dotted line, you're going to end up paying more for longer. You're going to end up paying longer. So let's say you buy a $20,000 vehicle, and in a year, let's say your payments are $500 per month, and you decide, I can save $150 per month. Let me refinance my vehicle. Do you think the bank is going to take a loss on that? No. What they're going to do is they'll lower your payments to $350 per month. But now, instead of having 36 months left to pay, now you've got 72 months left to pay. Guys, listen. Anyone who's familiar with casinos, I lived in Vegas for 7 years. The house always wins. The casinos always win. If a bank refinances a vehicle or a depreciating asset, they are going to make sure they win. They're not in it for you. They are there to make money off of you. If you refinance your vehicle, because you need a lower payment, number one, you should have got a car with a lower payment. That's number one. If it couldn't be avoided, refinancing your car just means you have a longer car payment. And a car payment, not having a car payment every month, guys, that's one of the most liberating feelings that anyone can have. Again, we live in a consumerist society. Do not refinance your car. Listen, unless you lose your job and you take a 30% pay cut, okay, well, listen, at that point, you do what you got to do. But if you refinance your car because your payments are out of whack, but you're not going to take any sort of hit as far as lifestyle, don't refinance your car, because now you're a financial slave from 36 months all the way to 72 months, and sometimes even push it out to 84. It's not worth it. Again, people who are perpetually broke live outside of their means. They get payday loans, they rent furniture, and because they spend more than they make, they end up having to refinance their vehicles. And they stay broke. That's just how it is. Number 11. Oh my God. Number 11, you finance your car right after paying yours off. This again is that instant gratification. So you got the instant gratification by financing a vehicle in the first place. Then as soon as you paid it off, you had to go off and get another one. That's one of the dumbest things that you can do financially, especially if your car is still a good running car. Listen, people every day pay off their vehicles. They get pink slips. They get their car title. What do? Instead of driving that car until it doesn't work anymore and saving that money, they go right back to the lot. They get $12 for their trade-in, and then they finance another vehicle, often a newer vehicle. They get a bigger car payment, and they're in the hole again for another 36, 48, 72 months. That's ridiculous. Guys, if you have a vehicle that is paid for, that is freedom. Fuck the 2017 model. If you just paid off your 2012 vehicle and it runs well and it's reliable, don't go out and finance another car, because now your insurance rates are going to go down because now your vehicle is paid for. Now you only have to carry, in certain states, you only have to carry liability insurance. Even then, full coverage that covers both you and the other driver, it's still miles less. Oh my God. Listen, guys, I'm here to tell you, not having a car payment it's one of the most not having a car payment, paying off your car is like dumping a hoe that you know has been cheating on you. Both have feelings of elation. Don't break up with one hoe and then go wife up another. Don't pay off one car and then go finance another one. If you have a car that is paid off, don't refinance another vehicle. That's one of the stupidest things that people can do. I've never understood it. Number 12, this is sort of a throwaway one. You still buy DVDs. Yes, they are. Yes, there are still people who buy them, and people make excuses. Well, I want to see, the deleted scenes or all the or all the special features. Guys, you can go to YouTube and find the same thing. Buying DVDs, like you watch it once and it's over with. I know some people that have these extensive DVD collections. Why buy something tangible and take up space and money when you can just watch it online? You pay $5 to rent it one time and it's over with. There's no need to pay $20 for something that's going to collect dust in your attic at some point when you can just rent it for $4 or $5, watch it once, maybe twice in 48 hours, and then forget about it. Don't buy DVDs. I still can't believe there are people out there that still do that. Number 13, this used to be a weakness of my ex-wife's, is that you buy something only because you have a coupon for it. There are coupons all over the place. Hey, save, save 50 cents on 5 gallons of mayonnaise. Save $2 on 5 gallons of peanut. Guys, you're not going to eat 2 gallons of mayonnaise if you don't eat peanut butter. Now, I love peanut butter, so, I would definitely use that coupon. But if you get a coupon for something that you wouldn't normally buy, then there's no need buying it. People waste money. People waste money all the time buying things they have a coupon for that they have no business. They've never bought, like they get a coupon for, they get a coupon for, spaghetti, and they don't eat Italian food. Why are you going to go out and buy pasta? What, because you have a coupon for it? Don't buy things. Listen, the only time you should use a coupon is shit that you buy on a regular basis. Don't buy things don't buy things you wouldn't normally buy just because you have a coupon for it. You're not saving money. You're spending money you wouldn't have otherwise spent had you not had the coupon. And then number 14, the last one, is this is one that I'm sure we've all been guilty of, is you overspend on payday. You get that paycheck and you think, oh, good, I just got paid. All my bills are paid. And, oh, look at this. I still have $687 left from my paycheck. What can I spend it on? Well, instead of saving 500 of that and then maybe going to have fun with 187, you don't have a budget plan. You end up overspending. You go out, you go out for a meal here, you buy a new outfit there. And before you know it, you've only got 87 of that 687 left. And now you're struggling. Now you're struggling until payday. When people overspend on payday, they tend to do a lot of fast food, a lot of sit-down restaurants. They buy unnecessary things like smartphones, new outfits, things of that nature. People who are perpetually broke are broke 6 out of the 7 days per week. Actually, 6.5 out of the 7 days per week if they get paid weekly. They're broke Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Come Friday, all right, they're rich for, maybe 5 or 6 hours. Then they've blown their entire paycheck. Again, people who are broke all the time overspend on payday. Have a budget plan and you won't overspend on payday. Listen, man, treat yourself. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. What's up? Hi, what's up, Cool Coley? Shout out to Cool Coley. Definitely a regular listener of mine. Appreciate you shouting out on that. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, yeah, never buy a brand new car ever. Totally agree with Love Incorporated. That's I'm not a financial expert, but I know enough to know that you should never ever buy a brand new car ever. As soon as you roll it off the lot, I think it loses something like 15% of the value or something like that. But anyway, the 14th way that people are financial dumbasses is that they overspend on payday. Don't be that guy who's always broke until payday. Have a plan, live below your means, buy groceries, treat yourself, but don't go overboard. And you'll have more money at the end of the month just by not overspending on payday. So to review, don't rent furniture, guys. Don't do payday loans. Don't spend more than you make. You need to save at least some money. I don't care if it's 5% per month. Save something. Create a budget plan. Don't blow your tax return on useless junk. Do not finance a car at a buy here, pay here lot unless that's your last resort. Don't make payments on your fucking smartphones. Just buy one. Don't make payments on it. Don't cash out your 401k without a good reason. Do not refinance your car. Do not finance a car right after you've paid your other one off. Don't buy DVDs. That's stupid. Don't buy things just because you get a coupon for it in the mail, and don't overspend on payday. Okay, so real quick, I'd like to address a couple of haters, and actually, I get this comment a lot. I'm always talking about hoes and girls are sluts and this and that and the other, and a lot of times I get people asking me, well, what about your mother? Is your mother a hoe? Would you say this about your mother or your sister? And as you can see on the screen, this idiot, Vinny Durham, says, well, my tweet was, females are literally programmed to self-destruct if left to their own devices. If you, quote, disagree, look around. And Vinny says, does this include your mom? And Repo Jones says, so you're saying your mom is a nasty slut? Guys, guess what? The minute you use a family member to counter a point, you fucking lose. We all know that women are epic sluts. Proof of this is all around us. They are psychologically slutty. They're physically women know that other women are sluts. That's why most of the slut shaming comes from women. So when people come at me and disingenuously ask me, so what are you saying? Your mother's also a slut? Would you call your... The answer is fuck yes. I've done podcasts, I've written articles. Listen, I love my mother and I love my sisters, but guess what, guys? They were sluts too. Yes, my mother was a slut. When my mother separated from my father the first time, dude, she was fucking every nigga on the block. Listen, I love my mom, but the fact that I love and respect my mother as a mother, that has nothing to do with the fact that her behavior was slutty. Just because someone's related to you, just because you happen to like someone, or just because you're biased, does not negate the fact that their behavior was slutty. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, when it comes to it, no. Dude, sisters, aunts, mothers, grandmothers, they're females too. They are privy and susceptible to slutty behavior just like everybody else. My mother and my sisters included. Listen, and I hate to say this, but my mom and my sisters, all of them have had abortions. Those are terrible decisions. I love my mother and I love my sisters. That was irresponsible behavior. Now, I'm never going to tell my mother to her face. I'm going to say, okay, Mama Sharp, you were a slut. Of course I'm not going to say that because she's my mother. I love and respect her. I'm not going to do that. My sisters, I love and respect them, but yeah, I mean, I've got a little bit more liberty in terms of that. But denying the true nature of females just because someone is related to you, that's disingenuous. And when people point out and they try to trump your undeniable argument by saying, well, you wouldn't say that about your mother. Yeah, actually I would. And if that's the only point that you can make, that tells me that you have no argument. That tells me that you know that I am 100% right. You just want to shut me up. You just want me to deny the slutty behavior of women by trying to bring my family or my friends into it. That's not going to work. My mother was a slut. My sisters were sluts. I love them both dearly, but the truth is the fucking truth. Listen, I say this about myself. I can talk all the shit I want about Darcy, my ex-wife, and about how she committed paternity fraud, and about how she was a bad wife and a drug addict and this and that and the other. All of those things may be true, but guess what? I was a shitty husband. I was a poor excuse of a man. I couldn't fuck. I was 300 pounds. I was a sniveling beta. My hygiene was bad. I was a terrible fucking husband. I don't know if my ex-wife ever cheated on me, but if she did, I'm not saying it was right, but I'm not going to sit here and blame it all on her. It is what the fuck it is. At some point, you got to look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, Donovan? You're fat. You're out of shape. You're not a man. You need to man the fuck up. Same with slutty behavior. Women, this is the problem with women. They can't look themselves in the mirror and say, okay, Heather, I'm a slut and I need it. No, there's always an excuse. Always an excuse. So by using the... Oh, wow. Black Gnostic Speaks just dropped the bomb. Black women see abortion as right. Listen, man. Dude, don't get me started on black women. Holy fucking shit. You're gonna... Dude, man, you're gonna derail my... Oh, no! Are you talking... Look, Black Gnostics, are you talking about Lawrence from Insecure? Is that who you're talking about? Oh, no. Nigga, no, you did not just say that. I'm waiting to see this motherfucker's response. Listen, man, my main chick is a white girl, and she loves the show Insecure. She loves Insecure. Oh my god. Oh, Black Gnostic Speech, you're fucking killing me, man. Yes, I was Lawrence. Yeah. Oh yeah. Black Gnostic Speaks is an OG, man. Him, Alan Regicary, all those boys. But yeah. Just because someone is related to me, as a man, as a red pill aware man, I have the ability to separate the truth from familial ties. So asking me if I think the same thing about my mom, or do these assertions include your mother? Guys, I'm impervious to that because I have the ability to separate the truth from familial ties. Nice try, you dumb motherfuckers. You guys are going to have to come a little bit stronger than that. Fuck that and fuck you guys. All right, let's see. Insecure is a hood rat's Bible. Yeah, dude. Insecure is a very interesting show. I was putting something together, and my girl was watching it on TV, and I heard this girl on stage rapping about broken pussies, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?" And so I'll watch it with her. I'll watch it with her every now and again. It's an interesting show, but there's red pill truth all around that, to be sure. Guys, that's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. Guys, make sure you like the video if you're watching on YouTube. Don't forget to bookmark the Amazon link on our homepage if you want to support the show, or you can contribute via PayPal or at patreon.com/Donovan Sharp. Thanks for listening, guys. Talk to you next time.